Hi YouTube. It's been a few days since my last entry, and that's because things have been kind of up and down, trying to figure out how to make things work now that I'm at home. My father left a few days ago, so my sister has actually stayed on a little longer than she intended to help me out. Things have been weird. The last time I made an entry, my biggest complaint had to do with the severe constipation that I was having. And because of that, I really felt like that was the paramount issue. I decided to back off a lot of the medications that I was on because they can cause constipation. So I did that, and I was able to relieve the constipation, although that in itself was a very painful and unpleasant experience. And I just kind of felt like I was in a really sick haze for 24 hours or so. And since then, I was only taking the low dosage Percocet every 6 hours or so. And I was in a lot of pain. I was trying to get my walking in every time I let my dogs out. I go outside and I walk around my property a couple times, and then I would come in and try to sit for 20 minutes, and then I'd be back in bed. And I knew that I wasn't, doing as much as I was supposed to, but it's all that I felt that I was really able to do. I decided yesterday, when I was having a really bad day, that I was going to try to do the full medication again. And so I did, and I felt really great. And, part of me feels like, do I want to just be drugged up and go through it that way, or do I want to be minimally drugged and see what my body's able to do? And it feels like maybe a little bit of a cop-out to be drugged, but at the same time, I was given prescriptions of these pills, and I was given 100 of them, and so that implies that they expect me to use them and to have to use them for a period of time. And I think that that's okay. Like, if that's what I need to get through this, then that's what I need. So I don't like I don't like the fact that I'm going to be on these painkillers so often and so regularly. But if it's going to allow me to do more and allow me to heal better, then I think that is what is most important. So unfortunately, I think I am constipated again, but I'm just kind of dealing with that to alleviate the pain. So I can tell you a little bit about what the pain is like now. I did just wake up, so I look like a mess, and I'm also a little fuzzy, so I hope you'll forgive me for that. But it's bizarre. It's like I feel all of my bones a lot more than I ever did before. I stand up and I can feel, my pelvic girdle settling, and I can feel my back muscles all, positioning, and it feels like I can feel each of my vertebrae settling down. When I walk, I'm definitely feeling a lot more of, the individual joints working. I am having a couple of what I don't think are great nerve issues right at the juncture of my hip and my thigh. I'm having numbness, so it feels like, just kind of dead flesh in a stocking almost. That's how I'm describing it to people, that I touch it and I can't really feel any sensation, so that numbness that I used to get in my leg almost is in that area. And something kind of strange, my left leg also, my calf, I'm having very hypersensitive sensations where, I have a little bit of leg stubble, and when it rubs against my pants, or, that's just an example because I can't really touch my legs, but if you were to touch my legs, um, it's painful to the touch, and it's painful to have that little stubble rubbing against my leg. So it's bizarre. But I am on the Neuroptin, which is supposed to help with that nerve, with those nerve kind of issues. And I'm hoping by my 2-week checkup on the 24th, those things will be resolved. And I think some of those kinds of things are expected after surgery as the body, readjusts. So I'm hoping that that's why they put it 2 weeks out, because it gives it time to resolve. And if it's not, then we can work on settling that issue. Um, I am a couple days ago, my incisions started to wake up, so I'm feeling them a lot more. The side incision is funny because of that numbness that above on the incision above the incision I can feel it, but right below I can't. So I'm having this weird sensation along the border where it's kind of prickly and uncomfortable. Um, but it's not terribly painful. The ones on my back are a little more painful just because when I'm laying down, they're, rubbing against my sheets and my mattress and my clothes. They also feel a lot bigger than I know they are. Like I've taken photos of them and they don't look that bad. But when I touch them and when they're rubbing against things, it feels like a much more intense sensation than you would expect from these little slices. Um, but they look pretty good, I think, and good, and by good I mean bad. They're all bruising and going through all the lovely shades. Um, but they're healing. I know that they don't look infected or anything. And for people wondering, they're not wrapped up. I just have that that like surgical glue, so it's clear and you can see the incision, and it feels like some plastic wrap over it almost, some very taut plastic wrap. Um, Ambulating is still, it hurts, but it kind of hurts in a good way. Like it hurts, and it feels like I'm going to be better. So I welcome it. I still enjoy getting up and walking. It's just that I get very tired very easily, and I think that's the medication also, that makes me so tired. I feel like I could just stay in bed forever. So it is a challenge, like getting myself up and making myself go outside and take a little walk. Um, I'm also trying to like stand and I guess pace a little more, and pace only because of very tiny quarters. So, last night I was watching a show with my roommate, and I would get up and after 15 minutes of sitting and just kind of circle around his room before sitting back down again, and trying to just keep mobile and keep changing those positions. Um, so that's kind of where I am. Uh, it's not it's not altogether unpleasant, but it's not a walk in the park either. Um, I don't really have much, backlog to really update, besides the fact that it's been, an up and down journey and it's been weird. The strangest thing is that every hour feels like 3 hours, so uh, that's an unpleasant thing. Like, I want the days to go quickly and I want to feel better, and it just feels like everything is going really slowly. So I'm just hoping for things to speed up and hoping that, things can start feeling normal again soon. Um, but yeah, I suppose that's it. I'll put some pictures in from yesterday that I took of the wounds in case you're curious of about what they're looking like now. But otherwise, I'm just trying to trudge through, and you know, I'll try to be better about keeping this updated. It's just it's been a lot more feelings and things like that than really stuff that's going on, because I'm not, I'm not really doing anything besides the same old, same old. Trying, I did shower by myself, like a full, like 20-minute shower, so that was an accomplishment. But otherwise, I'm just, up and around or laying down the house, so nothing exciting at all. But keep me in your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. So I don't know why it's doing this fade in and out thing, but there's my side incision, and a little more up close. Here's my back. Nice. And I've been trying to get a good picture of all that bruising from the IV.